Hi, YouTube. It's me, Gene. Right. Well, I'm back, sorta, for a review of, guess what? A Kiss album. Yeah, well, it was bound to happen. So let's get started. The first album I'm going to review is the first album. This is Kiss. Kiss's first album, and the copy I have is really super worn. And it's not the original pressing, but the Casablanca one, not the white label, for promotion or whatever. But in 1974, Kiss released their first album, and a lot of people really thought it was a joke. It's like, you think I'm a joke? And they wanted them to take the makeup off. And I'm going to take my makeup off after this video. But anyway, the album was heavy, and to look at them, they were scary. A couple of the first appearances they did on TV was the ABC in Concert, which was the Dick Clark thing, and the Midnight Special, and then they were on the Mike Douglas show. Things like that. If you have Kissology, I'm sure you know that, if you're a Kiss fan at all. So the first album was quite outrageous for the time in pretty much every way, which was the whole point. You know, Kiss had a lot to say, and they wanted to say it like it had never been said. Ace had said that, you know, they seen Alice Cooper, and that's where they got their influence, or the idea for Alice Coopers, and they went from there. So that's what happened. But the very first album I purchased wasn't Kiss's first album, but it was this one, Kiss Alive. And of course, this one's really wore. And there's the gatefold. And there's the classic picture on the back. It's obviously a sold out. And I'm assuming that's Cobo Hall, but I'm not positive. And the album was the first double live album. And obviously one of the best, or the best at the time. There wasn't a whole lot to compare it to. And you know, Kiss had recently, or not recently, but they had done this because the record label Casablanca was almost bankrupt. Their albums, Kiss's albums, wasn't really selling up to that point. So the live album was the cheap way of releasing something, and a last gasp, they thought, because they didn't really know that it would go, you know, quadruple platinum like it did. So anyway, the story behind when I got my first Kiss album was I was with my mom at the store, and I remember I seen Kiss Alive, and it's like, wow, I gotta have this, you know. And then I also found this little ray gun, you know, it made little noises and stuff. And my mom says, well, you can have one or the other, but you can't have both. So I put the ray gun back, and I wanted the Kiss album. So I got home and, you know, put the album on, played it, was playing it, and started to feel really sick, you know, really nauseous. And, you know, I'd heard rumors that, you know, Kiss stood for Knights in Satan's Service and all this. So, and of course, being a kid, I believed a lot of this stuff. And so I thought the record was what was making me sick, you know. And I got really scared about it. How stupid. But being a kid, you're impressionable and whatever. So I told my mom, I guess the next day or whatever, I said, can we take the record back, and I'd rather have the ray gun. So we did, and you know, I had realized after the fact that there was just a virus going around, and it had nothing to do with the Kiss album, of course. So then we were, I don't know how much later, we were at a used record store, and they had a used version of Kiss Alive. So I asked, you know, will you buy this for me again? It was, so she did, and that was the first album that I had, basically twice. So from that point on, being an impressionable kid, I was, you know, pretty much obsessed with Kiss, and I didn't remember any of my friends or anyone I knew that was into Kiss. They just liked, you know, the popular stuff at the time. This was 1976 when I got their first album, or when I got Kiss Alive, rather. And, you know, in 76, what was popular? It wasn't Kiss, at least for the mainstream. You know, that was an outsider's music still at that point. And so, you know, I was obsessed. I played my Kiss records, I had my Kiss posters on the wall, and anyone out there, you remember there was a set of posters where they were all on motorcycles. And then there was another set of posters. I don't know if they came with the Dynasty album or if they were in a magazine or what, but they were each one individual poster from each member, and it was their superhero posters, you know, where they had the Dynasty outfits on and the smoke and so on around them. And those posters I've never been able to find since then. I wish I'd held on, you know, to the ones I had. I don't know what happened to them, but, you know, being the possessive person that I am when it comes to stuff, I figured I'd still have them, but no. So anyway, at least I have the records. I don't have all of Kiss's albums on vinyl, but I have the majority. So that's my Kiss video album review for Kiss Alive and Kiss's first album. And I'm sure that you'll hear more from my being obsessed with Kiss. But I want everyone to know out there, I like all kinds of music, and the farther I go into making videos, the more you realize he's not just obsessed with Kiss, he's just flat out crazy. So leave me a comment. I'm sure there's going to be some. I'm hoping. So we'll see you later at the firehouse. See ya.